Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on The Extra Point, your only place for local high school sports and activities. I'm your host, Dolly Fonsa.
And I'm Rob Norwood, and this week we're at Northridge High School, where a little bit later on we will talk to the Northridge boys basketball team. But first, we had a camera out last week, and we've got highlights. Let's take a look. The Greeley Central Wildcats hosting the Sterling Tigers in for a non-conference game to open their basketball season. We'll pick this game up in the third quarter with the Wildcats up 29-27. Central doing a nice job of finding the open man. Shane O'Connell with the bullet pass down low to Daniel Vigil, who lays it in. The Wildcats got it done on defense too. Dakota Stanek with the block, and the Cats off and running. Tanner Tellez will spot up from the corner to drain the three-pointer to cap an awesome sequence for the Wildcats. The Wildcats would build a 7-point lead in the quarter, but they just couldn't put the Tigers away. Sterling would finish the quarter with a nice run. After 3 quarters, it was Central 39, Sterling 37. In the fourth, the Wildcats would stretch that lead back out to 6 points, thanks to plays like this from Shane O'Connell and Eric Damrow. But Sterling answered right back to tie this game at 45 apiece. The Wildcats would take that lead right back on this Shane O'Connell basket. Tied at 47, the Wildcats put the ball in the hands of junior Phoenix Conway, and he comes through with the runner to give Central the 49-47 lead with about a minute to go in the game. Sterling would hit the front end of a 1-and-1 to make it a 49-48 game. That would give the Wildcats the ball with 50 seconds to go in the game, but a turnover would give Sterling one more chance. And the Tigers cashed in on that opportunity with a clutch 3 from the corner to take a 51-49 lead. Another turnover would seal the Wildcats' fate in this game. Sterling hangs on for the 52-49 win over Greeley Central. We hope you enjoyed those highlights, and if you want to see more high school sports action, tune in every night right here on Channel 16 at 7 o'clock for our game of the week. Don't miss it, every night right here at 7 o'clock.
You heard the man, ladies and gentlemen. You do not want to miss it right here at 7 o'clock. Now, folks, I'm sure you have a favorite team. Well, we'll go ahead and take a look at those standings, and when we come back, we're going to talk Grizzlies basketball right here on The Extra Point.
Welcome back to the show, and I'm joined now by the head coach of the Northridge Grizzlies, a veteran of the show from last year, head coach Terry Anderson. Coach, thanks for joining us.
I appreciate you having me.
Visiting a little bit before we started taping tonight, you've had some transfers come in that have helped the program. How's everybody mixed together and gelled so far this part of the season?
I think it's good. It's going to take a little time, a lot of new faces, just kids getting experience to play in varsity basketball. So it takes time to get that under their belts and to get playing with a bunch of new faces under their belts. So it's a good transition. It'll take a little bit of time, but each game we're continuing to build and continue to get better and work on the things that we need to get to where we want to be as a team.
Coach, as we tape the show, team is 3-3. Is this where you expected this team to be at this time of the year? A little better, a little worse, or right where you thought they would be?
It's pretty much where I thought they would be. It was going to give us some bumps and bruises before we kind of figure out what team we're going to be. With all the new faces, it was going to be difficult to get a feel for each other, get a feel for me as a coach, and get a feel for what type of players we're going to have. But there was definitely some big bright spots that got me and the rest of my staff excited for this upcoming season.
As you look at the conference schedule that you guys play, it's a pretty tough schedule. No doubt that there's a lot of the physical training that goes into it, but how do you keep the kids prepared mentally to play night in and night out at a very tough schedule?
I think they just got to realize that's what we want to do here is we want to build men, number one, and then build students, number 2, and then build athletes number 3. And one thing we talk about is when you get into the real world, it's every single day. If you have a job, you're going to have to grind it out. As a student, you got to bring it in the classroom every day if you want to be successful. So it's just a mentality that they have to bring to the court every day, that I'm going to work hard, and that's the only way I'm going to get better, and that's the only way we're going to succeed as a team within this conference and within this 4A classification in the state.
Second year as the head coach here at Northridge. What do you feel about the program itself, and what are you trying to build here?
We're trying to build a tradition of success and excellence. Since I was little and been playing basketball my whole life, that's all I strive for is excellence. And I expect nothing less from my guys, and that's what we're trying to build here. Is we're trying to build a dynasty and trying to build champions. It's not just on the court. We're trying to build that for these young men as they go on to the next level, may it be college or the workforce, provide them with their tools to just be successful. In the classroom as well, trying to provide them with opportunities to learn some things here on the court that they can move into their lives and move into the classroom to continue to build that success in every aspect of their life. So it might start here on the court with some drills or some conditioning or some running, but we're trying to build men into being something that they're proud of, and their parents and this community can be proud of in years to come.
Coach, it's always great to catch up with you.
All right, I
Best
appreciate
of luck.
it, Rob.
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it.
Also joining us on the show is Kyle Bernhardt. Kyle, thank you so much for taking time out of your practice to chat with me. So Kyle, why don't you tell us a little bit about the excitement of starting a new basketball season here in Grizzly Country?
Well, it's my senior year, so we got some new guys coming in, transferring. Got a new kid from out of state, and working with new kids is always fun. Being the seniors and getting some underclassmen involved, it's really good.
So Kyle, you're a senior on this team. Tell me what you do to be a lighthouse on your team.
Well, one of our biggest things is talking on defense, and so that's probably what I bring to the table, getting the intensity up on defense, and not so much as scoring, but keeping that defensive intensity up throughout the game, helping us get us stops and stuff like that.
Kyle, this game is a very physical game. I know you guys train extremely hard, but what do you do mentally to get yourself prepared for games and practices?
Well, mentally, when you go out there, you got to think I got to give something up for my team, whether it's my body or getting on the floor for a ball, or maybe taking that extra charge. So thinking about your teammates really helps you get physical in the game.
Kyle, being a senior, the end of the year is just right around the corner. Tell me, what are your plans after you're done at Northridge High School?
Well, at Northridge, after Northridge, I'm looking at the military. I got appointments to the West Point in Annapolis. I'm looking also at an aeronautical engineering school down in Daytona Beach, Florida. So a lot of life of flying, and we'll see what happens after Northridge.
Kyle, thank you again so much for taking time out of your practice. You are an incredible young man, and good luck to you in the rest of the season and, after Northridge High School.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Folks, this is Kyle Bernhardt. I'm Dolly Fonseth. Stick around, and we'll wrap up the Extra Point right after this. Welcome back to the show. Don't forget to tune in next week for another exciting edition of the Extra Point. Do you want to know where we're going to be? Rob, you want to tell them where we're going to be?
Well, I'd like to do that, but we're going to keep it a secret. You're going to have to tune in and find out. But if you've got a favorite team, we'll let you know where they're going to be. Let's take a quick look at the schedule.
These student athletes work extremely hard in the classroom so they can come out here and compete week in and week out. I want to send a message to all students watching. You guys, stay focused, put academics first, and I promise you success is going to follow you absolutely every step of the way.
Hey, we want to hear from you. That's right. Send us an email. The address is right here, rnorwood@greeleyschools.org. It's right there, rnorwood@greeleyschools.org. Tell us what you like about the show. Tell us what you think we can do better, but send us an email. Hey, we'll read it on the air. You'll get your name mentioned on television, and it doesn't get any better than that.
No, it doesn't. You'll be a local celebrity for a day. And folks, while you're in front of the computer, you can check us out online by going to www.greeleyschools.org. Again, that's www.greeleyschools.org. Click on the link video, and there you'll find us, The Extra Point.
We want to say thanks to head coach Terry Anderson and the Northridge Grizzlies for letting us slide into the practice this week, and also to George Oberleitner for his highlights on this week's show, and Brian Sathey, week in and week out, his direction superb here on the set of The Extra Point. And this week we kick an extra point out to a young man that's been following us today, Brandon Ewing from University. We hope that he's learned how television production is done. I'm Rob Norwood.
And I'm Dolly Fonseth. Don't forget to tune in next week for another exciting edition of The Extra Point.